The year 1960 was an interesting year for Australia, and for the world. It was the beginning of a decade that would change the Western world forever. The introduction of the TV in 1956 saw that cinema audiences halved by 1960 and started watching TV. TV had completely changed patterns of leisure and exposed Australians more than ever to other cultures, particularly America, as they were dominating the media at the time. This soon led to Australia adopting much culture and lifestyle from British and American TV. TV wasn't the only thing to change our lifestyle, but radio, cinema, music were also a large influence. Music was very diverse during this time. People listened to classical, opera, jazz and blues, folk music, and pop. Some Australian musicians and singers even made it to world stages, such as Rolf Harris and Johnny O'Keefe. A significant event that occurred during 1960 was the approval of the birth control pill by the FDA in America. The approval of the contraceptive pill is what sparked the sexual revolution that would later be spread across the Western world. It allowed women to be sexually free to engage with a man without having to have a child. Because of this, women started to dress more freely, wearing more laid-back and revealing clothes in public. Sounds good, right? Not really. Women being able to dress more freely is good, but the idea of contraception being right or wrong is a very arguable topic. Anyway, the year 1960 also brought forth some new and significant technology that is now the foundation of everyday life. In 1960, the first ever laser was fired. This would later lead to aiding precise medical procedures, accurate measuring devices, and even barcode readers. Another invention made at the time was the first magnetic stripe card, which stored data by modifying the magnetism of tiny iron-based particles on a band. These magnetic strips are used today from everything such as credit cards, IDs, driver's licenses, etc. The child seat for cars was also invented in 1960, allowing kids to remain safe in cars. 1960 was home to the release of the classic horror movie Psycho, which is one of the most significant and known movie icons ever. It is now considered one of Hitchcock's best masterpieces. It's praised as a work of cinematic art by international film critics and film scholars, even today. It also set a new level of acceptability for violence and sexuality in American films, which would affect thousands of films later produced in the future. The Cold War was still an ongoing event during this time. However, the game changed in 1960. The Soviet Union angered the Chinese leadership as being treated as the junior partner to the Soviet Union. As a result, the Chinese declared its version of communism superior to Russia's and began to compete with the Soviets for influence, thus adding a third dimension to the Cold War. So it wasn't just America and Russia competing for influence, but China had joined in as well. So, 1960 had a number of events that would determine the rest of the 1960s and the rest of the future, the most significant event being the approval of the birth control pill. Very significant technology was also invented during this time that is now the foundation of our modern culture. Thank you for watching this presentation, and goodbye.
Created using Powtoon.